Youri Tielemans' final transfer decision has been revealed, and that's going to Arsenal. He wants Arsenal and only Arsenal. Then you're talking about Nacho Monreal. If I told you remember him very well, he played for Arsenal as a left back and as a central defender under Arsene Wenger. And was he here under Unai Emery? I don't even recall very well because I don't support Arsenal, but I don't remember him under Arsene Wenger. After the likes of Gibbs going, he came in and played as a left back for Arsenal. Sometimes plays as a central defender. That is Nacho Monreal. Today has retired, and we have his quotes after he retired and the quotes that he really made when Arsenal signed him way back. Was it in 2013? Then Marquinhos has been called at the Brazilian national team, and then we have a story of a man who goes by names of Hector Bellerin wanting out, but Arsenal is saying we want some money out of you. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? This is the first video of the day. It has been really a very hard day, and I said all right, after getting what I've been really chasing for, I said all right, I have my big audience that really listens to me. Why don't I go in here and really talk to them? Obviously, it has been a while since morning. You've not yet seen me, but finally, Rokani David is here to bring you the latest news information as far as this is concerned. Smash the like button, comment and share. If at all you're watching us for the very first time, endeavor to subscribe to this channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. Smash the like button and subscribe. Remember, we want to hit 10,000 subscribers. You know that? 10,000 subscribers. That's what we are in here for you. But obviously you guys are really the ones that are really going to make me reach that milestone, because if at all you don't do that, who is going to do that for me, guys? No one. All right, let's go eyes into this. Today a story has been reported by Rob Turner. He's a football writer for The Athletic covering Leicester City. Remember, I came out and really said to this guy that what you're saying that Arsenal are considering to sell Jacques in Tielemans is a lie. And now he has really brought us another story today that unless Arsenal follow up their interest in Youri Tielemans, he will let his contract run down at Leicester and leave as a free agent at the end of the season. Obviously, this is expected after a story coming out that that maybe Leicester City doesn't want to sell Youri Tielemans. Now, Tielemans has come out and really pass through his agent, because this story is coming from the agent of Tielemans. He's just trying to counter that story that came out of Leicester City. They're not willing to let him go this season. And Brendan Rodgers, the manager of Leicester City, towards the start of the Premier League, as Tielemans returned to the preseason, he really told us that he's trying to sit down Youri Tielemans and really make him or convince him to extend his contract at Leicester City. But it looks like Tielemans has come out and told them that, please, if at all you cannot take £25 million from Arsenal to let me go where I want to be playing my football in my next career, all right, I'm not going to renew my contract. And it's not a crime, because very many players have done it. Pogba did it, Lingard did it, Rudiger did it, Jorginho Wijnaldum did it. Very many players, by the way. Which other player did it recently? There is Donnarumma, there is which other player did it? Very many players have run their contracts down. Christiansen, Frank Kessie, all those players ran their contracts down. So it's not criminal and it's not punishable by law. So he knows that when you run your contract down, obviously you'll get a huge sign-on fee and a huge salary. So Tielemans, if Leicester don't want to sell him, he has come out and told them, please, it's me who benefits. Being at Leicester, I'm 25 years of age. Next year I'm going to be 26. That's my prime. That's my prime of really doing what I want. So if I told you you're not really selling me at my prime, then if I told you you're not willing to sell me at £25 million to go to Arsenal, then I'll wait. I run down my contract and I go to Arsenal on a free. They'll get me a sign-on fee of like 15 or 10 million pounds, and they get me a huge salary of like £200,000 a week. So the earlier the better. You sell me now, you benefit. I also benefit because I also want to go to Arsenal. That's it. If you don't sell me, all right, I will benefit because I'll go to Arsenal, sign a free contract, I'll be signed by Arsenal as a free agent. After being signed as a free agent, I'll get a sign-on fee, very astronomical, and then I get a huge salary of not less than £200,000 a week. So, Leicester, it's up to you. The ball is in your hands. What you want is what you're going to do. So, obviously, Tielemans is like telling them, if I don't want to keep me here, I'll be here, very concentrated. and very much focused on playing for the club, but knowing that I'm not renewing my contract, I'm going to run it down. And by the way, Arsenal needs to look through this, because Tielemans might be wanting to go in and play for Arsenal, but if he's a free agent, very many teams will be wanting to sign this guy. Not because that they cannot, not because they're not at the same level at Arsenal, but because they can offer in more money than Arsenal. Because a team like United that is desperate, if at all Tielemans is a free agent like next year, they can tell him you're getting you £20 million sign-on fee and a salary of £250,000. So can Arsenal match it? You know, money is really tempting. There is an ex-footballer I was watching recently. He was playing for Arsenal. He came out and said that the reason as to why you have to go in for every amount of money that is being paid for, when a very huge deal comes to you, you have to take it, provided it's good and it lies in line with what your dreams are. You can mitigate a bad injury and you don't step back on the field of play. That is possible. Look at Sergio Aguero. You get? He got checked and obviously couldn't run on the field of play because he had a complication with his heart. Look at Ericsson. You get? So it looks like that might come in as a tempting. You get? So I think the best deal for Arsenal and Tielemans, if Arsenal really want to get Tielemans, they should get him this season. I told you the same thing happened to Chelsea. Chelsea agreed personal terms last summer with Jules Koundé, but last summer Barcelona was not here to pick interest in Tielemans, in Jules Koundé. But when Chelsea came in the next summer to really agree a deal, the player had already changed his mind and said, all right, I'm going to Barcelona. So let's pray that Tielemans doesn't change his mind on Arsenal, because that's my own worry for this deal of Arsenal. Him confirming that he is really going to go ahead and not renew his contract or will extend his contract at Leicester City is a message to Leicester that, all right, I'll be here if I told you not sell me to Arsenal right now because that's where I want to go. And then in the summer of 2023, I will be here seated, waiting and waiting eagerly to see which teams are having offers for me. Obviously, Tielemans is going to be a hot cake next summer if at all Leicester don't sell him to Arsenal. So I think if I'm Arsenal, I push for that deal, I pressurize Leicester, and really get this player done. Because it looks now the player is okay with everything that's happening. Arsenal is not pushing as much, because they really believe that in the later season, in the later days, when this summer is going to end, Leicester will be desperate to sell this player. That's what Arsenal is really doing. But let's wait and see whether Leicester will allow £25 million from Arsenal, and then they'll let in a player who goes by Tielemans to decide which goes by names of Arsenal. Then Dean Jones, he is a Transfer Inside podcast in the For You Forgive Me sport. He has told us that two sources have stated that Youri Tielemans is still a target for Arsenal, but it depends on a couple of issues they are exploring in the current squad. All right. So according to issues that they're really exploring the current squad, even Fabrizio Romano had lots of things to say. That's the next story I'm going to really present on your screen. But obviously we know that Arsenal is really a target. Tielemans is still a target for Arsenal. They really like him. They love him. Arteta really admires him. He's already talking to Arteta. Arteta has already told him that, please, I want you in my team to come and play like this. And secondly, I have a belief that maybe when Tielemans comes in through, Arsenal want to go in for a left-footed right winger. Why? I will believe if you have Tielemans, Xhaka, and Partey, they can play in a midfield three. Partey can play in a single pivot. Then Tielemans and Grant Xhaka can play as attacking midfielders. Then you can get Odegaard or Fabio Vieira play as a right winger or a right forward, but with the left foot. Then Tielemans playing on the left, not Tielemans, Martinelli playing on the left, and a player who goes by the names of Gabriel Jesus leading the line. Because I've ever seen Odegaard playing as a forward, a right forward. He really plays very well. The day you see him play there, you're going to get amazed. I will believe that. I think there is a solution to that position. There is a solution. There is a solution, according to me. So we are waiting to see whether Arsenal really goes in for Tielemans. I really believe that one of the signs that Arsenal needs at midfield is Tielemans. So let's wait and see whether that's going to happen, because Tielemans is really a very good player and a caliber of a player that Arsenal really lack. They really lack a player like Youri Tielemans. If I told you know what I mean, and if I told you you've seen Tielemans play, you know what I really what I'm really meaning about that story. Then, talking of Arsenal, as a man who goes by the names of Dean Jones has told us that Arsenal has a couple of issues they're exploring in the current squad, and Fabrizio Romano has gone ahead to throw more light on those issues they are really still enlightening in the current squad. Fabrizio has told us that Arsenal's priority was and still in the outgoings. After Torreira and Pablo Mari, Ranasson has signed on loan to Alinyaspa, and Hector Bellerin hopes to terminate the contract to return to Spain as soon as possible. So it looks like Arsenal want to really get players out. You know, they've gotten very many out. If I'm to repeat the list, unless you're watching this for the very first time, but if you've been watching us for the very first time, you very much know that these players have gone on loan. Ronaldson, Barrogan, Nuno Tavares, Patino, Okonkwo. Pablo Mari, for him, I really count him as a permanent deal done, because I think that team that took him AS Monza is for Silvio Berlusconi. He has the money and he knows the politics in football. He's going to work himself out not to get relegated. So those are 6 million euros coming from that side. They sold Bernard Leno, they sold Torreira, they sold Guendouzi. So after letting all those players go, they want to get others out, like Hector Bellerin. They want him out. Then they will go on and really discuss deals concerning the man who goes by the names of Youri Tielemans. One will ask me, why do they have to let players go to bring in Tielemans? One, Tielemans is coming in at Arsenal. Remember, he's coming in on a huge wage. Obviously, he's going to be earning like how much next to Partey, less, all close to £200,000 a week. That's what Youri Tielemans is going to be earning at Arsenal. So, if you're bringing Youri Tielemans, you have to really gate these players out, because when you loan a player, most of the players Arsenal have loaned, Arsenal is not going to pay their salaries. You get? They are going to be relieved of those salaries. They'll be free, and they will know that, all right, loaning Nuno Tavares, loaning Patino, loaning Ronaldson, loaning Okonkwo, all those players that Arsenal have loaned, the 5 ones, like Balogans, when you add their salary, it might add up to close to £100,000 a week. When you add on those that they've sold, Torreira, Hector Bellerin, because Hector Bellerin earns close to £110,000 a week, Pablo Mari. So when you add all of those salaries, Arsenal is going to, the players that they're letting out, they'll be saving close to £300,000 a week. And on that £300,000 a week, they'll just get out £180,000 a week or £200,000 a week to a player who goes by the name of Youri Tielemans. I think that's a deal. That's a deal for Arsenal, isn't it? I really believe it as a very super and superb deal for a side which goes by names of Arsenal. So that's why they're really letting these players go, to really create space for Youri Tielemans and the salary. So I understand that deal and why Arsenal is really doing that. Arsenal is turning into one of those clubs that are really properly run. Do you know that? It's really turning into a club that is properly run. So let's wait and see where Arsenal is really going to be next season, because it looks like this season they are really working hard and bringing in the voice. So by the end of the summer, we'll be knowing what Arsenal will be all about. Then we have a story coming in from Simon Collins, a football writer of Evening Standard, mainly covering Arsenal. So he's an Arsenal correspondent for the Evening Standard. He has told us that Arsenal want a fee for Bellerin, but Betis are hoping they can land him for free, leading to a major sticking point in negotiations between the clubs. Now, I don't know what has really brought all this and where have we arrived to this level, because Rio Betis wanted to pay Arsenal £4 million. I think the agent told them that just get us some good sign-on fee, because for me I can go in and terminate the contract. That's it. And that's why Betis is hesitant, because Arsenal rejected their first offer of £4 million. So I think there are a lot of things that are not going the way of a side which goes by the names of Betis and Hector Bellerin, because Arsenal has now come back to its senses that get us any money. Get us those £4 million you are really offering to us, and we get you Hector Bellerin, because those £4 million can be topped on to bring another player. That's a lot of money. So you can't let a player like Hector Bellerin go for 27 years of age and you sell him and you let him go on a free For Aubameyang, it was okay because he was really the captain at Arsenal. He had fallen out with the manager and he couldn't deliver in and off the pitch. He was really bad and he was really taking huge salaries at Arsenal. £375,000 a week. That's how much he was earning. So when you look at how things are going on at Arsenal right now, I think they know what it means. Letting a 33-year-old player go for free is okay because he has no resale value. But this guy, Hector Bellerin, can go to Real Betis and he has a very good season, just one season, and a team like Real Madrid or Barca can come in and say, all right, Hector Bellerin, we want you, and this team can sell him at like £30 million. So I think that's what Arsenal is really looking about, and resale value of Hector Bellerin is really good, and letting him to go on a free, however much you don't want to use him at Arsenal, is really good. It's not really good. So I think Arsenal revised themselves and said, all right, we are not letting this player go, but Hector Bellerin and his agent are still in London to negotiate a termination that Arsenal has said no to. Smash the like button, guys, comment and share. Then we're having a story that is really today in history, and we are really telling you that former Arsenal defender Nacho Monreal has officially announced his retirement from professional football at the age of 36. Wishing you nothing but the best in the future. That is Nacho Monreal. Then he went to his Instagram and said, "My knee sends me a message loud and clear. I cannot continue." So looks like his knees are really the problem. That's why this guy has really gone into retirement. But he felt like his body could go in there for you. But one of his body parts said, "All right, we can't do this. We can't do this any longer." So that's what they've done, and obviously he is really out. He has retired. And Nacho Monreal, on joining Arsenal in 2013, this is the quote he said in 2013. "It was so quick. On the 31st of January, I woke up and I had 2 calls from Santi Cazorla. Nacho, do you want to come to Arsenal? I was training in the morning with Malaga, and 10 hours later, I was signing my contract with Arsenal." So that's how he really came in at Arsenal. And guess who convinced him to come into Arsenal? It was Cazorla. Santi, you know him very well. They signed him from Villarreal, and he came in at Arsenal and played very well. He later went to Villarreal. He went back to Villarreal. So that is Nacho Monreal. You know him very well. He came at Arsenal and played some good games. And I think you enjoyed his moment. And he was really a very good player because the more time he spent at Arsenal, the more he really became a regular and he played very well. I remember him during the Arsene Wenger era. He was really a very good player and he had the spirit for Arsenal. He could fight for the shirt. You know, the most important thing in the game of football is to see a player fighting for the shirt. When you look at players like Gabriel Jesus, what they put in, you know that the players on the pitch fighting for the shirt. They are not like my Manchester United players, the team I support. The players of Manchester United, my God, they are really sucking. They don't fight for the shirt. But when you look at players of Arsenal, they really fight for the shirt. That's what Nacho Monreal was all about. Now, lastly, Marquinhos has been named in the Brazil under-20 squad. He has previously represented them at under-17 level. With the performances putting up in the reserve of Arsenal, remember, 2 games, he has scored 3 goals. 2 games, 3 goals. There is no way he could miss out on such a list coming in from Brazil because he's one of those talents that are really looked at as players who are really going to bless the next generation and hit them like boom. So he's really a very good player. That is a man who goes by the names of Marquinhos. I really like him, and people think he's not ready, especially Edu and Mikel Arteta. Obviously, I won't doubt them, but to me, I will believe that he's meant for the Premier League. He's like Erling Haaland. Look at Haaland, his structure, the energy. He's meant for the Premier League. Gabriel Jesus, he's meant for the Premier League. Those are the new breed of Brazilians that are being produced because they know that nowadays physicality is really is really important in the game of football. Look at Marquinhos. We look at Marquinhos, his body build-up is meant for the Premier League, and really believe that he can really get in and hit the ground running. That's it. So we're waiting to see whether Marquinhos goes to the under-20 Brazil national team and really lights again, because I will believe that he's going to go on and really play very well. Reason being, he's a rated player and his decision making is really good. His decision making is really good. So those are the stories I had for you here onto the channel, which goes by names of Rokani Media Football. Tielemans' final transfer decision revealed, obviously. Then Hector Bellerin trying to terminate his contract with the Arsenal. Arsenal insisting that we want money, guys. Get us money. £4 million you offer to us, and we said no, get us that money, then Hector Bellerin will join Real Betis. We talk about Nacho Monreal, the former left-footed central and left-footed left back of Arsenal, has retired from football and is out of the game. Thank you guys for watching in. I sign out for now. See you later. Rokani David is my name, and more is yet to come. But react to these stories. Your reactions are welcome into the comment section below. Rokani David is my name. I sign out for now. May the Almighty God bless you and bless you abundantly. I'm out.